Technical little challenges here, that's all right. Hi, everybody, and a very, very, very warm welcome to this live broadcast here from Athens, Greece. I've not been able to find the air conditioning remote controls, so it's pretty hot here, but it's also pretty hot in many parts of the world right now, in many ways. Heat, physical heat, heat, emotional heat, angers, frustrations, heat, mental heat, crazy mental energies going on. We're hotting up. So I wanted to just, before I get really stuck in with this video today, I just wanted to share with you, I want to thank Modern Day Manifestations for sending me some of their absolutely gorgeous jewelry. I'd like to share it with you here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's made all of natural materials, beautiful handcrafted jewelry. They've got rose quartz, they've got rhodonite, labradorite, jasper, all kinds of gorgeous jewelry they've sent to me very generously. It's made from cruelty-free vegan materials, and I've been wearing them, and I'm not one for jewelry normally. As you probably noticed, I don't usually wear anything, but this I've found energizing, uplifting, and just really beautiful. So they've currently got a 50% sale on, and if you enter the code ASTRO, you get another 15% off. So Lucy will be putting some links there for those of you that would like something just to help calm you, soothing energy, and also very, very beautiful. Yes, really, really beautiful. So I never usually promote anything, but this was so special that I felt I really wanted to do it. So check it out if you're interested. Now, we're coming into, and the reason I called this live stream the Age of Aquarius and this paradigm shift, dimension shift, is because we've got a lot of energy coming up over the next couple of months in two signs, Leo and Aquarius. So the best thing we can always do is to begin to prepare mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually for these energies. How can we use them in a way that is uplifting, in a way that will be valuable both to you and to the people around you and to the wider community? What are the challenges that the astrology presents with these signs? And what are the opportunities? So let's look first at some of the dates coming up for those of you that like dates. July the 22nd, we've got the sun going into Leo. The 24th, we've got the moon, full moon in Aquarius. July 28th, we've got Jupiter going retrograde into Aquarius. August the 8th, a new moon in Leo. And on August the 22nd, a full moon again in Aquarius. And Saturn is already in Aquarius. So we've got this energy of Leo and Aquarius. What's it about? Leo, let's look at that first. Leo is about you starring in your life. You deciding that you are the star in your life, that whatever you do, you're going to bring the energy of inspiration, the energy of upliftment, the energy of dedication, of devotion, of passion, of enthusiasm. This is all this Leo energy of creativity to everything that you do, but especially to your work area, to whatever you do for your work. I love, love, love the astrology, the channeling, the esoteric, the new energies that we're moving into, the teaching, the webinars, the painting, the art, the creativity, the music. And I hope that you feel that that comes through. Whilst doing the Greek course these last 5 weeks, this very intense 5 hours a day plus course, we've had 3 teachers. And one of them stands out head and shoulders of the rest. She just loves teaching. She goes way over time, doesn't even notice. She's excited about teaching us, can you believe, the future continuous tense, the simple future tense. How can you get excited about this? But you know what? I truly begin to get excited about Greek grammar, studying with Anita. She brings it to life. I don't know if she's a Leo or not, but she brings the subject to life, to fun. So what can you bring to your world and make it fun? Whatever you do, because you are contagious in that state. You're spreading contagious fun, and others pick up on it. Even some of the really quiet students, on the very last day, one of the quietest students of all, he complimented Anita and he thanked her for being the best of the teachers by far. So everybody felt it. Everybody was infected by that inspired teaching. So this Leo energy is encouraging you to be the star in your life, the best you can be. And you know inside of you largely what you enjoy, what you like, what turns you on, what you like to read, what you like to listen to, what you like to look at, what excites you. For some of you, it might be nature. For some of you, it might be animals. Yeah. What is it that excites you? So, and don't let anybody else convince you what's right for you. You know what's right for you. And you might get lots of rejection. I mean, I must admit that in my early days as an astrologer, I had a reading with a very famous astrologer. He's now passed on. And he said to me, well, as a woman, you're not really going to ever make very much money or make a success as an astrologer. He said, I really suggest you have another career on the side at the very least. Do this on the side. And I was like, what? What? Am I going to allow that to put me off? Or am I going to allow that to spark me, to push me, to say, you know what, I love astrology, and I'm going to find a way with my passion, with my enthusiasm, with my dedication to studying, to learning, to putting in the effort and the time. I'll find a way. Where can you find your way? I listened to a wonderful interview with somebody called Jamie Kern Lima. And she had 3 years of no's. She created her own makeup line, IT Cosmetics. Some of you may know. And she had rosacea, this terrible skin complaint. And she was motivated to create her own cosmetics line. And she was on the edge of signing a deal with a big investor after 3 years of no's. And at the end of the day, this investor said, "I'm sorry, it's a no." And he asked her, "Would you like to know why?" And she said, "Yes, please tell me." He said, "Well, with the way you look, I don't really think anybody would want to buy cosmetics from you." Can you imagine? Yeah, she had this skin complaint, a little overweight. She said, I went to my car and I cried, sobbed bitterly. And then I said to myself, no, I'm doing something that is meaningful for me. And a few years later, she became the first female CEO of a L'Oreal brand. And she sold the business to L'Oreal for a cool 1.2 billion in 2016. So don't give up. Be the star. Be the star. Even if you've had rejections, even if you've had people say no to you. So what is it you want to do? Where do you start? Okay, guys, let's share. What do you love that you know you're bloody good at? Or that you're studying that you love? Maybe it's a health profession. Maybe you're studying massage or Reiki. Or you're studying energy healing. Or you're studying psychology or counseling. It doesn't matter what it is, but if you are passionate about it, you will be successful if you are ready to shine that light, the Leo light. And Leo is a fixed fire sign. It's different from Aries and Sagittarius. Leo is ruled by the sun. And whether it's day or night on planet Earth, that sun is always shining. Where can you keep shining your light? Wonderful, you're sharing aromatherapy, flowers, teaching medical spirituality, awesome. Crystals, Reiki, writing, coaching. Awesome, you guys. Awesome. Being the sexiest self alive. Awesome, trash can. Thank you, the Leo. Yes. The fixed energy gives you the ability to stick through rejections, people disapproving of what you're doing, of thinking it's la la land, doing it anyway. Being fixed in your endeavor, in your stamina. Poetry, Kundalini yoga. Go, guys. Yes, designing patterns, color. Awesome. Healings, tarot. Thank you, Chrissa. Sayapame. Kero. Yeah. Where can you just keep stretching and being as devoted as the sun is to shining? So we're working with a lot of fixed energy. We've got Uranus in Taurus as well, adding to even more fixed. So this is showing you that you've got more stamina than you think you have. Very often people give up just before that next door may suddenly open wide. Just before. They did a study in Harvard in the 1950s, pretty brutal kind of study, and they put rats into a pool of water. And they wanted to see how long they could tread water. And the average was about 15 minutes. After that, the poor rats, they were just exhausted and they gave up and they began to sink. Now, what these researchers did is they pulled them out, they dried them off, and they gave them a little rest. And then they put them back in that water for another go. How long do you think those rats were able to tread water for on the second go, having been rescued the first time? How long do you think they lasted? I don't know how quick I think I've got fast internet because I'm in Athens, but I'm not sure whether you can answer. I'd love some answers. What do you think? Half an hour, an hour? 2 hours? Okay, there's obviously a time, Michael. I was hoping the magic rabbit might be able to speed things up a little. Okay, 1 hour plus. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. Come on, magic rabbit. That's it. He's so lovely and clean. He's been in the washer. He smells so nice. 1 hour. Okay, that's about what you're saying. Well, actually, guys, 5 minutes longer than the first time. 10 hours, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 hours. All right. Candice, you're the closest. 60 hours, 60. Now, the conclusion that the researchers drew, hey, Dara, thank you, was that these rats believed that at some point they were going to get rescued. At some point, they were going to be relieved. So they could push themselves so much further than they ever imagined they could do. So imagine if you have that belief in yourself, what you can achieve, the abilities that you can develop. So I'm going to say, keep swimming, keep going, keep shining that light, because the fixed energy that we've got going on right now is helping you immensely to be able to do that. Immensely. And it is painful when you push yourself that little bit more. It just is. Yeah, I mean, I'm between two places at the moment with Marathona and Athena. And I had some canvases in the car. It was packed high with canvases. I've only got a tiny little Nissan Micro. It's a tiny little car. And I don't know how I got the canvases in, but I sure couldn't get them out when I arrived. It was like, how did I get them in? And I was looking at it. Anyway, eventually I solved it because I thought there's fixed energy here. There's Aquarian problem-solving energy. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. So anything that you've tried to do in the past and maybe not succeeded, anything that you've almost got to, or you've had a rejection or something, try it again during this period, especially if it's something you love, especially if it's something you enjoy, and especially if it's something you're really determined to do. You're really determined and you say, bugger it. I'm going to do it in. I think that we're being shown that much of the things that go on around us are internal. The triggers are internal triggers. So one of my determinations at this point, let me ask you this question. So what are the things right now that you would be determined and say, right, I'm going to have another go. I'm not going to allow this to beat me. Or it might be a health challenge, might be a relationship challenge, might be a financial challenge, might be a work challenge, whatever it is. Where can you say, I'm coming back for more? I am not stopping. Thank you, Anne. Yeah. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you. Yeah. It's just going through that barrier. You know, I get into this thing about my age sometimes, yeah? And it's like, oh, you know, I don't think I can push that trolley. It's a bit heavy for me. Or this or that, you know, I'll get someone else to do it. No, no, no. I have to stop that energy. It's a bit like the child that says, I'm doing it. Go away. Where in your life do you need to say that? Uncluttering your living space. Thank you, Anne. Start your own business. Thank you, One Angel. Find a great apartment. And yes, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't be beat. Yes, it's hard. I remember when I looked for this apartment in Athens, I traipsed up and down the streets every single day. Rain or shine, it was actually winter time, in the area that I loved. And I literally walked up and down every single street, looking for signs, anything. I didn't know any Greek. I just knew one word which meant to rent, enochiazete. Now I can say it. I couldn't say it at that time. And honestly, I was like this tramp in the streets. And I knew somewhere inside of me that there was an apartment there with my name on. And as chance would have it, on a wet and windy day, the tiniest little advertisement, and you wouldn't see it if you were driving, you would not see it on a bus, you'd have to be walking. Tiniest little ad appeared exactly in the area and on the road that I wanted to live on. I walked in, I didn't even phone, nothing. I just walked in, I saw the gate was open. The landlord was there talking to somebody else. There was a lot of interest because it's a nice apartment. And it became mine. So, was that a pleasant experience? No, but I had the faith and the belief, and I was willing to traipse up and down in the cold with my trolley, because I carried lots of things with me. I didn't know areas and I didn't know shop times. I just didn't know what was open or closed. So I carried all sorts of things with me. And I looked like the real typical bag lady. But it worked. So Elise is ready to believe you can have a wonderful love partner. What are you willing to do for that, Elise? These fixed energies are saying, all right, but you might need to go through a little what to you may seem unpleasantness for a while. What does it take? Are you willing to do it? And if you are, you're going to feel so good about yourself. So good about yourself. Because you'll know that everything comes from inside of you. There's this great story about this monk who's meditating in the middle of a lake on a boat. And he's deep in meditation. And all of a sudden, he feels another boat has bumped into him. And he tries to concentrate all he can to continue meditating. And he feels the anger rising in him. It's like, how could somebody, bang into me in the middle of a lake? Eventually, he can't stand it much longer, and he opens his eyes. And there he sees an empty boat has just careened into him. It had nobody in it. It had obviously somehow got loose from somewhere. And he realized that the anger was inside of him. Something had triggered it, but it's inside. So I'm very much working at this fixed energy time to change my habit pattern of looking outside for what's triggering me and saying, okay, that was external, but there's something in me that needs to be healed. Because otherwise it wouldn't bother me. The same thing can be happening for two people. One of them could care less. Like if you're in a traffic jam, one person's furious, they're stressed out. The other person's listening to music, listening to an inspiring audio, and they're chill, it's fine. They're not reacting against, not resisting. So that's something I'm working with. Now, the Aquarian energy is taking those gifts, your shining light, and bringing it to the community, to people, sharing those gifts and helping others, being of value, doing something that enables others then to turn on their lights, to be on full power, on full zoom, going ahead and feeling as though they can do. You see, your success is my success. When you succeed, yeah, I mean, I had a client recently, she got her album, it was really successful. I did a happy dance around the room when she told me. Yeah, I get so excited at your successes, what you do. So the Aquarian energy is encouraging you to problem solve, not to accept something as is. Yeah, we've got Saturn in Aquarius as well, with Jupiter in Aquarius. We're dealing with restrictions on our freedoms. That's a big, isn't it? Oh, censorship, videos being taken down, data being withheld or manipulated. Aquarius is all about how do we live in a free world? How do we create a free world where each person can thrive and shine? But what kind of communities do we need in order to have freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom? So we're dealing with the fixed energy here. What do you need to stand up for that's important to you? For me, my recent example is that I ordered something from Canada, just some pipes actually, some tubing and a nasal cannula. It was 40 Canadian dollars, right? 40 Canadian dollars. Sorry, 60 Canadian dollars, including the shipping. And customs in Greece wanted 133 euros, so over $200. And you know what? I said, I'm not having it. I will not be ripped off. Send it back. And they asked me again a couple of times, are you sure? I said, I'm absolutely sure. I'm not willing to pay more than almost 4 times the value. And you're scamming me. I'm not having it. Well, do you know, they've released it from customs now at no charge. And they're going to be delivering it this week. Sometimes you've just got to stick up for it. Even if it's something you need or want. And you just say, the buck has to stop here. It's got to stop here. So this is just a little example, but these little examples matter. Some things you may be able to say, as we say in Greece, it doesn't matter. Ola kala. But where are you saying this is not all right? So this is what's being triggered here. There's been, I must say, quite a lot of scammers right now scamming me on YouTube and Instagram. Many of you have written to me. Thank you for letting me know. It seems that no sooner do I report it to YouTube, there's another one or two or three. But please know that when anybody asks you, I never will give you a WhatsApp number. I will never advertise my services to you. I will never, I just don't do those things. So if something doesn't ring right and it looks like it's me, trust that intuition, please, because there are a lot of scammers out there. So the Uranus in Taurus energy, because we've always got to look at where is Uranus because of all the Aquarian energy, is to look at your habit patterns. Taurus is your habits, your comforts, yeah, your cup of coffee in the morning, whatever it is that gives you that sense of routine, regularity, comfort, habits. This is a wonderful time. Things are getting turned upside down now. We're not going back to the world before COVID. We're just not. We've got to create a new world. And the Aquarian age is what we're moving into. Some believe we're already in it. Some believe it's 1,000 years off. It doesn't really matter. It's the energy we're certainly in for the next couple months. So it's a really good time to look at your values. And how do you find out what your values are? Well, what you do is you look at what you're spending your money on and what are you spending your time on? And really look at it, because what you're spending your money on and what you're spending your time on is what's important to you. It's what you're putting your energy into. And if you find out that you're putting your time and your energy into things that don't matter to you, you need to reevaluate those values. So where does your money go? I'll share with you mine. You share yours, please, because there's a slight lag. My money goes on health, my health insurance. It goes on books, audios. It goes on work-related things, music, my canvases, my art, my paintings, some charity, giving. These are the main things that it goes into. Where does my time go? My time goes into exercising. I'm passionate about staying as fit as I can, walking, swimming, cooking, painting, readings, teaching, videos, live streams, newsletters, friends, family, teddies, and doing something that's got some kind of meaning on a wider level. Okay, here you're coming through. Learning, courses, crafts, charity, things for home and clothes, organic food, awesome, tarot, oracle cards, musical instruments, art supplies, yep. Mainly on food. Okay, so just begin to see if there's things that need to be tweaked there. Because Uranus will turn upside down what is important to you and get you to look at it again and again and again. Because we're creating a new world here. And the things that may have been important to you before COVID may not be as important now. Meditation, quantum healing, gardening, health, books, seeds, compost, fabric. Awesome. Awesome. Being in nature. So you might just want to do this. I think this is a very valuable thing to do so that you begin to see and experience whether you are using your time and money in ways that make you want to shine your sun. that make you excited, that make you feel alive, that make you feel as though you've got electricity running through you. That's what you're looking to do. Yeah, I wouldn't have shared with you this beautiful jewelry if it really hadn't just turned me on. You know, if I hadn't thought, wow, this is so beautiful. It's really, really gorgeous. And it's got an energy to it. Yeah. So what is it that you are excited about? And are you doing enough of the things that excite you and mean something to you? I'm reminded of a great quote here. It's an anonymous one. You don't inspire others by being perfect. You inspire them by how you deal with your imperfections. So keep that in mind. You don't have to be perfect before you can go ahead doing what it is that you love. I'm far from perfect, as you can see, on many occasions. I've shown that to you and still do. So gather up your strength, your energy. Know that you're stronger than you think you are. You're braver than you think you are. And this fixed energy of Leo and Aquarius is going to help you to follow through, not to give up, but to keep on going, to maybe reevaluate what's important to you so that you're going in the direction that is working for you. And to know that you're unstoppable and unbeatable, and that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think. And it matters that you share what you love. The reason that woman, what was her name? That sold out, where is she? For 1.2 billion, her company. Where is she? She's so young. She's born in 1977. Was not because she was perfect. She had this terrible skin affliction. But because of those imperfections, people came and bought her products by the droves because she showed it, she shared, she showed what she was going through, and then she put the makeup on, and people were inspired by that story. So I want to thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Drew. And I hope you feel inspired. And I'm so grateful, grateful that we're able to be together like this and to really push one another to reach for the stars. Much, much love to you. Bye for now.